Hey.
Hello.
We're live.
We are.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mia. Welcome back.
Happy New Year.
Happy January.
Oh, yeah. It's been a new year for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Welcome to the Paid in Full podcast.
So that's the new old rule that you talk over the music now?
That's all I was going to say. The old rule.
I don't smoke cocaine, I sell it. Jarkeisha.
Who is that, your little girlfriend? Welcome to the Paid in Full podcast. We are your hosts, JP and Mia. Happy 2023. Pew, 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 pew. We don't have an air horn yet. We need an air horn. I want an air horn. Yay! Our audience is happy.
All right.
For those of you who are first-time listeners, welcome in. For those of you who have been riding with us for a little bit, welcome back. We are in. We've had a lot of requests to come back, so we're here. We're still here. So, yay!
Hooray. You can sit back a little bit. You really like up on the mic.
I know. I'm sitting straight up.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, is that a little better?
Yeah.
Am I loud in your ear?
No, it's just your P's are really pronunciating.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm trying to see what we need to update on, man, because it's been a bit. We've gone through the holidays. We've survived the holidays. I think most parents of young children all say we survive the holidays. Of course, having young children, you get to be the all for the holidays. So we've been through that and traveling a little bit, and so now we're here in our new year and getting ready to plan new things and kind of show our stuff, do our thing.
Show our stuff.
Show your stuff. Yeah. So this episode, we're going to just kind of sit and talk and update our audience on what's been going on, sort of some ideas that we have that we want to share, not only with just the audience, but with one another. And then we're going to celebrate JP a little bit. He is coming up on his next rotation around the sun. And so we're excited to celebrate him and allow him to give us some of those dreams for the next year around. So
It's a blessing to reach 60.
you're going to be 60?
Yeah, I'll be 60 tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, you look, seriously awesome. We need to take you on the road. You got to tell people what you've been doing to achieve the look, because you definitely don't look your age. So,
Word.
yeah, man. So, let's see. We're going to kind of start with how did the end of 2022 go for you? And then we'll talk about how it went for me. And then we'll kind of dive into what we think 2023 is going to bring us. How about that?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to start with JP. So, my 60-year-old hubby. So, I guess since the last time, our last episode, I guess we could just kind of update on life a little bit.
What was the last episode? What did we talk about?
We did the Big D divorce.
Oh, okay.
That was our last one.
Well, you haven't divorced me, so
Yeah.
I guess I'm still on track a little bit.
You are on track. I don't have any of those thoughts, so that's a good thing. So, what happened the end of the year?
The end of the year, it end of yeared.
That's a nice little verb you made.
Everything got hectic, spent an unnecessary amount of money on useless things that already are not being used.
It's the story of parents.
Loss of life, perspective, jobs still crazy, job stuff. So The end of the year, end of year.
At end of year, that is for real, dude. I ditto that sentiment. Loss of life was kind of wild. We did, like, around the world, I guess, a lot of people, well-known people, took off on their spaceships, and I like to imagine that, especially people who are older in their 90s. I don't know if they necessarily get a choice, but I like to think that if they had a choice of whether or not to go ahead and leave and go into glory or to stay here and go another year, I think a lot of them were probably like, nah, I've gone 90-some years on this crazy planet. Just go ahead and, y'all, let's just ride out. So that's what I like to think of.
What do you think the comfort zone is?
For what?
Death.
What's the comfort zone?
Yeah. How long do you think would be too long?
Because it's funny, because I used to ask my grandma used to say that, great grandma, because as people know, great grandma went in July. She was a month before she turned 100, and she didn't used to say it was too long, but she would say that, she would kind of joke that they forgot about her, like the angels forgot about her, and we were like, Grandma, can you not, like, do you have to say that? But she was like, I don't know, I'm still here, because her children were gone, her husband was gone, her family was gone, everybody before her gone, you know? So I think, for me, I think that once, if I'm the only one left here, and you've gone, my kids have gone, you know, all I got is, like, at that point, all she had was great-grandchildren, because her grandchildren, some of them had passed on. I'll be like, hey, because after a while, you're not close to any of your family because they are distanced. So, I mean, she was just close to us, but we the grandkids, and she was up to great-great-grand. After a while, it's like, look, you know, I've seen my family. I've ran my purpose. I've ran my race. You know, what more is expected of me? You know, and then some people just be sore and tired, and, you know, stuff is just going wrong every week, something breaking, you know. You be, like, tired when your body is like, I don't want to do it. I don't know what would be a number. I mean, in your 90s, I think that's amazing. Like, if you're 95, 96, you've done the thing, especially now.
Yeah, because you hear, you know, you hear life is short.
Life is short, yeah.
So we get when people die, like, extremely young. Yeah. So I was just asking, like, is there, like I said, I wouldn't even necessarily put any time period on it, because, like I said, we don't know. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, so right. Whatever you get, just take it.
Mm-hmm. I put up a post yesterday or day before yesterday, and it says we only live roughly 4,000 weeks, and they say if you're 20, you've already, you know, you lived a certain number of weeks already, they're gone. If you're 40, you have 2,000 weeks left, and that's roughly, you know, like 76, 77 years. I did some math, so I double-checked my math, too.
Did you Google it?
No, I did it on a calculator.
Did you Google your math?
I didn't Google my math, but I did it twice. Right. I did my math and checked it.
Okay.
So it said 76.7 years, something like that. Okay. So, but I was like, oh, like it made it seem like it's really short. Like,
was that for average, like
average life,
human race, or because you know, black men, we're a little bit shorter than that.
I know, yeah. That's what I said. I'm hoping I have more than 77 years, but that's the average lifespan right now. So many people live beyond that, but many, you know, especially black men. We don't get that far. So we get to 50 and everybody just kind of drop off. So yeah. But if you think about, I mean, I'm approaching 40. You're there. It's like we could only have 2,000 weeks of life. That thing is perspective, like for real. That's like in your face, like I had to breathe. I was like, man, that really does sound like life is short. Mm-hmm. And then you hear about people, you know, you're just leaving. You know, people dying, and it's painful, you know. So all of that is to say, you know, just we're really, really honing in on what makes us happy and what we're going to do to try to balance out those areas in our lives that are not as fulfilled, that doesn't keep us fulfilled. And we're going to we have several projects. I'll call it a project for now until it's like officially announced, that we're going to work on just to achieve some peace, because I think JP and I both are in a place in life where peace and not having to work as much, peace and hair grease, is like paramount to our happiness, our ultimate happiness. Is we don't have to work as much and we're still making as much, if not more, money.
I'm trying to sell drugs.
And peace, having a peaceful, balanced life.
Won't let me sell drugs, but I'm going to figure out a way to sell drugs.
And we want to be able to, if
any of you know where I can get some nicely priced drugs.
Please don't listen to him. That is not what we're doing. So to start, this year, I think more than ones in the past, we had a little bit. We didn't have a rough 2022, but we lost some people, and it was kind of in the making. Like you can't expect your family to live forever, but we lost quite a bit, and so we wanted to just start this year off more focused and specific on goals that we wanted to do. And so my big thing that I've been working on personally is work-life balance. So I gave JP a quiz, y'all, and he took the quiz and we analyzed our results. And we are, I would say, pretty well, we're on the same page for the most part, which I don't know if I expected. I think I expected him to be have opposite results of me on the quiz. But he did. I mean, we kind of did pretty similarly. So we took what is called the Wheel of Life Psychological Assessment. It can be found, you can pretty much Google Wheel of Life Assessment. You pull up lots of different websites that have the assessment. And it is a wheel, literally a circle, and it has different areas of life that look like spokes on the wheel. And whichever assessment you take, each of the categories is different. So we took one that had the categories of physical environment, career, family and friends, significant other / romance, fun and recreation, health, money, and personal growth. So those are, I think it's 8 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 areas on our Wheel of Life. The Wheel of Life is heralded by psychologist Paul J. Meyer, who is the founder of the Success Motivation Institute, Inc., the late Paul J. Meyer, from 1960, believe it or not. So his idea is that...
Oh, there's racism stemmed in that then.
Oh, 1960, boy. Yeah, so I don't know if it's originally for for us. But we're going to try it out.
Racist.
He founded the Motivation Institute in 1960, so yeah. But it's still an idea, all right?
I don't trust anything before the year 2000.
So... the idea of the Wheel of Life, we're just going to use it as an existential sort of tool. So the idea is to determine what areas in your life require a little bit more effort and energy and which ones you can fall back on that are a little more balanced right now. So we took a different one, and then we looked at our results to see if we had the same areas of life that needed some work. So JP has his in front of him. I have mine. We looked at our lowest scoring areas because some of them were 4s and 5s. It's scored on a scale of 0 to 5. 0 being, oh my God, this sucks for real. 5 being, hey, I ain't got to worry about this right now. This is cool.
It was a 1.
So is it a 1?
It's a 1.
Oh, you're right, babe. Well, 0, I guess you wouldn't have colored it in at all. So 0, you just jump that part off a bridge.
That racism kicking in.
Let's see. 1 to 5, 1 being worst, best being exemplary right now.
Nigga.
So, put you outside. I'm going to do the pod. So let's see, we can kind of disclose our lower areas and then what we were thinking about them. Let's see. Some of our scores, that scored a 3 or lower. We both had health as a 3 or lower. We both had fun and recreation, believe it or not, as 3 or lower, even though we're both really fun people. We are. We had family and friends as a 3 or lower. And then JP had career as a 3 or lower. I think those were the 4. My career was 4, so mine was higher. Whatever. That does not mean no
fulfillment.
That does not mean I'm balling. It just means that I'm fulfilled right now. So I want to focus in
destiny
on health and fun and recreation for a little bit.
All right.
So I want you to tell me, because I know we've already kind of analyzed, but why do you think you score health at a 3? What do you think needs to be worked on in that area for you?
It's average. So, like I said, I'm not going to hopefully not pass out and die tomorrow, but there's room for improvement. Like I said, there's room for where I can get better, eating better, doing a little bit more physical activity. So that's average.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I look like the Rock or somebody, then it would be a little bit higher. But I have room for growth. So it's just being realistic.
There you go. Okay. And I think a lot of people would probably overestimate themselves in that category. But I don't know. I mean, mine's and things fluctuates, and it does it throughout the year. Just depends on when I get like blood results back when they do your blood. It depends on like what test scores say, because like right now my A1C is elevated, and that's something that I've been looking at for the past like couple years. But when it goes back down, it's like, okay, I could boost it up to a 4 because I have my A1C, which is our blood sugar, guys, under control a little bit. If you guys haven't gotten labs done and it's within the year that you can get them done through your insurance or whatnot, y'all go get your labs done. It's scary as all get out because you never know what they're going to bring back, but you got to be able to try to elongate your life as much as possible. So, yeah, go get those labs done. I actually have one in process. They sent me an email. It's a genetic test to determine my susceptibility to different cancers that run in my family. So I'm trying to do some stuff, y'all. Flip my hair to try to be as healthy as possible. So, same. Fun and recreation. This was kind of fun to talk about. We both scored it at a 3. Why do you think you scored yours at a 3, babe?
Because all my fun and recreation involves my children. I would like to try some things outside of the scope of having my children, so that that would tie into the family and friends thing, as far as trying to improve upon both of those so that those levels would go up. But like I said, I get it. I love my children to death, but they're with us on everything we do. So we don't have the kicker, the adult kicker that may kick it up to a 4 or 5 because everything is family centric with us.
You're right. Which is not, we don't say that as if it's bad, right? Because we are super, super active parents.
Come get them.
Our kids.
Give somebody, I'll pay top dollar.
Our kids are
top dollar.
Are so wonderful, bright, decent. They are literally decent children.
And more benefit if you have access to drugs and can babysit. Right. Drugs and babysitting.
Oh my God!
You are in my.
Y'all,
I'm sorry.
Come get them. So, anywho, but JP's right, and we've talked about this on past episodes before. I think it's just tough on us because we are here by ourselves, and a lot of people who are located near family can just say, "Hey, my mama watch the kids next weekend, and I'm good." Our parents and our families are, hundreds and hundreds of miles away. They do what they can do, of course, when we travel, and they'll have the kids for a little bit, and they'll come down here and have the kids for a little bit. But, the day-to-day grind of raising children, I think now is hard. So it's tough on us.
And it's like with people's cooking, you can't trust everybody.
Ain't that the truth? That's another thing.
That's also another thing. You can't trust everybody with your kids. So you have to be cautious of that.
We are never just leaving our children with just anybody. So,
but if you have those drugs, I'm willing to at least have the discussion.
We need some fun. And I think
drugs.
people say it gets easier when the kids get older because you can leave them at the house for a little bit.
But I don't want to be old.
We don't want to wait.
When they get old, I'm gonna be old.
Yeah, well, because Drew's almost 10, so you still talking a few 50 years. Because I think what's the legal age? It's like 12. I'm like, I don't want to wait till he's 12 before I actually get to have some adult fun. So it's something we're gonna continue to work on. Mm-hmm. We're gonna find a trustworthy person out there who we can have date nights and hang out and make a friend circle, have people when we do have friends, like JP has buddies and, I love hanging out with them. We have like married couple friends that we would hang out with if, we didn't have our little people with us all the time. So our fun and recreation, we're going to work on upping that for the new year. I think our significant other pies were 4s. Yours was a 4 as well, 4 or 5.
Yeah, you all right.
Yeah, I like him. He cool. We, of course, have our things. And if you guys, been with us for a while, y'all know all kinds of things we've been working on. So
she still ain't did it. I'm just putting it on the record. It's a whole another year. And that episode was clearly probably about 6 to 8 months ago.
Still ain't. We talked about a lot of different ones. Which one are we talking about specifically?
The most important one.
The 21 one?
That one? Sure. Was that over a year? No, that was
July.
That was last year. That's this.
It was the summer, yeah. It was still a minute.
She made an attempt, and it was pretty successful, but outside of being overall consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still working on it. So.
But that's not the topic of the show, so we're going to keep it moving.
Right. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to come back to that. So, yay. But everything else, 4 or 5.
Hooray.
Hooray. Physical environment going on. For personal growth, money, those are all like 4s or 5s, which is pretty solid. So,
where's your money line?
JP got on me about my money line. I'm at a 5. He was at a 4. He was like, I need to dial mine down. Because I have
2 or 3.
Because he says I still have a spending problem. So... yes, I'm taking that into consideration.
Do you have a spending problem? Am I just throwing darts?
No,
into the sky, or
I don't think I have a spending problem. I think I have sporadic spending moments where I don't account for what I'm spending on. Okay. Yeah, it's when I don't plan to spend money. When I do, it becomes a lot.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna let that one ride.
Okay. Now. Okay. Define for me, I'm going to pose a question to you, JP. Define balance for you. What is balance? When someone says, can you tell me what balance is? What do you think balance for you would be? If you had to give it a definition.
Balance for me particular? Mm-hmm. My balance is being left alone and not being constantly bothered about stuff. Mm-hmm. Because if there is a problem, I'll let you know. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I just like to just chill and like it's okay. I can handle it. Balance for me is that just being left alone. If I don't ask about it, then it's okay. Mm-hmm. That's balance.
Do you think that people get nervous when because your definition of balance makes people uncomfortable? Because usually when people get quiet and they sitting in a corner, for you it's contemplating, for them is he's mad at me. So do you think that kind of throws people off, that your definition of balance is not the norm? Because balance here, I'll kind of pit it for me. Balance for me is not having to constantly worry about one given area of my life. So if it's balanced, I don't have to think about it. So, like, I don't know, health, right? I don't have to worry about my health. If I have a balanced way of living, then I'm not sitting and worrying about, oh, did I go work out today? What am I eating today? Is my sugar going to go up? Because that's part of that, like, worry. So for most people, I think balance and worrying about different areas are kind of hand in hand. For you, it's opposite. Your balance definition is I'm not, like, don't worry me about it. So it's kind of opposite, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because people think that's different.
And that's people not staying. That's people not staying in their lane. Because, like I said, the only person that knows whether or not you are balanced is you. Mm-hmm. So you're right. I'm in control of my balance. If there's something that is knocking me off my balance, then I'm going to do something else.
Mm-hmm. And that he is. Yes. Y'all better leave this man alone. So so that's different. Okay. So how do you think your definition of balance, can it impact our relationship? So how do you think that? Because you said, when you are trying to achieve your balance is, lead me to my devices, like let me be. So how do you think that impacts us?
It can impact us because you're a little neurotic. So I can't go into full mode.
Introspective.
Yes, because I have to come out and just comfort you.
Yeah. He's not lying. Yes. Except in the cases where you tell me ahead of time that I need some quiet time or something related to that.
That's an understanding of how you are. Mm-hmm. So I know that with you, that I have to do that with you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because I will start coming up with all kinds of is something that I did kind of conclusions. Mm. Yeah.
Did you take my paper?
Yes, I did. Okay, I just said it underneath me so we can have them.
All right. I thought I was a magician or something.
Just threw it on the floor.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So I like that you said it's an understanding of what you have for me, because it's the opposite of me too. Because I'm getting better at it, and I'm not, of course, in no way perfect at that. Because I still be like, okay, what did I do yesterday? Did I make him upset? Did I do that? So, but I know it's like now I'm better with saying, you know what? He has a lot on his plate. Maybe he's working on something with work or working on something personal, and it's not always something that I did. So usually it is, but but it's not always. So I will include ideas that have to do with work and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting better at it.
You are.
As JP ages, he gets more and more introspective. And that's something that I've noticed, we've been together a long time. So I've noticed that as you get older, the more you are more yourself. And it sounds weird when I say it like that, but I've noticed that now that I know his personality, really, really deeply know his personality as an Omega, I know that he has a different way of thinking than other people, and he is going to go into that thought mode, whether I want him to or not. And I got to kind of leave him there for him to be able to be his best self. So yeah, it's just very kind of cool when you get to that point. Just letting y'all know, 18 years, boy. I'm just saying. So, one other work-life balance kind of question. What do you think is be honest, what has been our most glaring issue? No,
he said be
reminding.
What? You thought I was going to lie?
No.
You have to remind me not to lie?
No, I'm just saying it in the question. What has been our most glaring issue in achieving our work-life balance?
Work.
The work part.
Simple.
But we gotta go to work.
Good night, everybody. That's it.
Boop. The work part. Because the life part isn't that hard. It's the work. But over the last little bit. Over the last, 6 months, you've had to make the biggest adjustment because you've gone from being in an office to being at home. So your work life and home balance is intruded upon because you don't have a line, right? Because I have a line. I go to a physical.
Do you have a line?
Physically.
Okay.
All right, let's go there. Physical location is supposed to be a line where I can leave home at home and then leave work at work theoretically. But JP doesn't have that because, like most people who work from home now post-COVID outbreak, I think a lot of people talk about, oh, you know, man, working at home is hard because all my distractions are there. Like all your home is at home where you work. So do you have any issues in terms of having to push home stuff away and do work stuff at home?
No, because I've been doing this for 14 years.
Well, a little
I've never
up and
really
down.
necessarily ever had to work in an office.
Never had to, but you chose to sometimes.
So what's the difference? I still have that choice.
Well, I guess so.
I can go to the office tomorrow if I choose to.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of people,
I would just be by
if
myself.
you had to work at home.
It's you talking about people or you talking about me?
Mm-hmm. Well, you, but then in terms in the light of other people having to work at home, because there are people who are listening who have to work at home and they're trying to figure out how to make this thing work.
The biggest thing is if you just need time management skills. Like I said, with the way that my office is set up now, if I were to go work in the office, I'd still be the only one there.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of where I'm completing my work at right now.
Yeah.
And it's been like that for
a minute.
For a minute. The only difference is that I had maybe one or two people in the office.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was one of them at one point. So we used to work together.
Till she quit me.
Yeah, I didn't quit you. I quit the company, the industry. So it wasn't you, darling.
She wasn't in the street. She was in the streets.
For me, of course, and this is still, it's better. I would like to think that it's better because I'm making a mindful decision to make it better. I'm like, you got to do this, is leaving work at work. And of course, any of our teacher listeners, y'all know, one of the biggest qualms of being a teacher is finding the time during the day, contract time, to get all of our work done. I am in special education. It is nearly impossible to get all of our work done in contract hours. When you're getting called to all the meetings, you have certain days of certain meetings, so that eats up that time. Everybody says, hey, y'all have a planning time, right? Planning time, we have meetings. Like we have to have, our data meetings, and we have to plan exactly what we're going to be teaching in terms of content that has nothing to do with special education. So oftentimes I have to find myself saying, oh, okay, I'll just write it on Saturday and get it done. And then I have to prep not only what the kids are going to do in terms of what they're learning, but then I have to do specialized on top of that. Because I know if I have a kid who has processing speed and she's going to work very slowly, I have to have a contingency plan to get her to speed up or to give her 2 days to complete something. So it's just more on top of the regular job. And I'm hoping that I'm doing better. I'm looking at JP. I changed levels, which I think had a huge help in me not having to plan so much. And then I have 2 co-teachers now and not just one, which kind of split my having to plan an entire class as opposed to me just having to plan like science or social studies, which is what I'm focusing on now. So it's a thing to continue to work on. I think for a lot of us, especially millennials, we're all parents now and we're in our 40s and 50s and we're all like, hey, well, we're in our 40s and 30s and 40s. And we're all like, hey, how is this supposed to work? Because the generation ahead of us did it way differently because the generation in front of them did it way differently. So we're trying to work this out and be parents and have that balance in the 21st century. So that's a whole topic for a whole nother pod. Oh my God. Parenting with social media and YouTube and influences and everywhere and sex all in our face for our kids. We got to do one of those, babe. That's a whole nother thing, especially us having a boy and a girl. So, yeah. But anywho, so we're still working, this year. Our work-life balance is going to be paramount to our goals. JP and I are going to be working on some business things that we're excited that we will announce when that time comes. I'm going to run a 4K. It's kind of crazy saying it out loud, but...
Is it 4K or 5K?
5K. Did I just say 4?
She going to run a 401K, y'all.
Yep, 401.
She going to run a 401K.
You're not going to do that. I know, and I didn't hear it back.
5K.
I'm gonna do the thing. I'm on my little plan, and it's not hard, but I think it's gonna get hard when I have to run 15 minutes straight. So
It's motivation.
I can feel your hand.
Let's go.
Moving off my nose. Scrawled around my waist.
I don't know how that's motivation, but that's beautiful. In a very creepy.
You can't do no worse.
Horror
You
movie
can't
way.
do any worse than that.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
And then I think about like Janet Jackson's body. Yeah. So, because she's in her 50s and she looks awesome. Go Janet. Shout out to Janet. So, good God. Who was that baby? Lord, that's a horror movie. All right. So, let's see. So, speaking of, like,
you better
New Year.
You better get on track before I get off. I can go real quick.
New Year, new me. Let's get on. So, JP today is his official last day of his current rotation around the sun and in the house. We are excited. The kids are very excited. We love birthdays because for me, birthdays represent a starting over, a cleaning of the slate, if you will, a chance for you to get to do something different that you hadn't done before. So like birthdays and New Year's are yay, that for me. So JP is getting ready to, go into New Year in the morning. Mm-hmm. So we're excited. He's very cool. So, but we have a couple of things we're gonna do for Daddy in celebration of him. So the kids have been working hard, and we're gonna do that and put something in his belly and sing happy birthday, Daddy. So yay, it's exciting. Are you excited?
Of course, man.
Yay! It's special. It's always special for me because my husband didn't have to be here. Like, there's so many, young men who don't get to this point. So it's kind of bittersweet, I guess. But, not even from where my husband came from. It's just like, period, all over the world. It's rough for us, us brown folks. So another year, man, you standing straight up and you healthy. Like, hey, celebrate that. Celebrate the hell out of that. Yeah, man. Like, for real. So what I wanted to do to sort of go into JP thinking about some things. I love the way my husband thinks. I always try to pick at his brain. I have some sort of, I wanted to say fun interview questions, but some of these are like thought-provoking life kind of questions.
Challenge.
That I want to ask him. And he did not want to review these beforehand. So JP does not know what I'm going to ask him.
Can I clear my palate before?
Yes, you may clear clear your palate. He has to
Campbell,
share.
there is a cow outside.
There's a cow farm. You're going to find cows outside.
No.
What is that?
All right, I'm focused now.
He is a TikToker. My husband's a TikToker.
You're a TikToker.
So I'm gonna do a little bit of light interview for JP to get him to think about maybe it's just some things differently, just to be sort of empowered in his new year of life. Because when he wakes up, he's gonna be a year older and much more wiser, right? So here are my questions. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9, but
goddamn.
I know, but we won't have to go through all of them. I'll kind of
go through them. I'm gonna fly through them. I'm not gonna be talking all long anyway. So
okay.
What you do?
All right. So let's see. Here's some questions I have. Let's do. I don't know if I don't do light to heavier, or I'm gonna kind of mix them up. Okay. So here's
you didn't
one.
Practice this, did you?
I just started typing them out.
All
right. So, all right, lightweight. How long do you think you'd survive in a zombie apocalypse? So how long do you think you'd survive in a zombie apocalypse?
What would be the point of surviving?
That's up to, I don't know. That's part of your answer.
That's part of the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Am I like a scientist that's going to find the cure, or?
Right, you like Will Smith in I Am Legend?
Because I'm not really a farmer, so I wouldn't be able to keep like livestock without the zombies eventually finding me. How many people are with me?
Us,
me, you.
Me and the kids. Because if we had a zombie apocalypse, we would be here at the house. Yes, or at school, but we would eventually be back at the house.
All right, we're going to live comfortably until it come to us.
And then you just go let go, let God.
I'm not going to let go. I'm going to go out with a fight. But I'm not going to go trying to save
everybody.
Yeah, so I make sure we get some watermelons and stuff like that. A couple extra batteries in Walmart and some music. We still have our streaming service as long as the internet don't cut out. But I'm not going to go out there broadcasting radio frequencies and stuff trying to see it.
Anybody out there?
When the sun rises, I'm at no. So we'll live comfortably.
Okay. So try to make it last as long as possible.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I love it. All right. Does true love exist? Do you think true love exists? And put us aside. I know, because it's easy to just be like, putting it in mindset of us. Do you believe in true love? Is another way of thinking about that question.
Yeah, with your child. Everything else can fall in and out. You can even fall out. You can even fall out with your kids, but you still have that bond with them that's always going to be there. Like if something was to happen for us, we wouldn't be apart. I would still have love for you, but it wouldn't be true. Like, for example, would it be with Drew and Jai, because I'm responsible for them.
Okay, I like that answer. All right. What do you want to be remembered for at the end of your life? So what do you want to be remembered for at the end of your life?
At the end of my life?
What do you want to be remembered for, like right now?
I want to be remembered beyond the end of my life. That's what I'm doing. Like I always told you, I'm planting seeds to trees that I'll never climb.
Ooh, that's a quote.
It doesn't stop when I'm not here. I'm looking beyond that.
Planting seeds to trees I will never climb.
Correct.
It's title. Okay. So you want to be remembered for having planted that seed, essentially.
It's a legacy thing.
Okay.
It's a legacy thing.
Okay. Never heard you talk about that. We have to go into that a little bit more.
Talking to the microphone, man, you turned away.
I know, I sure did. I'm sorry. I want us to talk about that more, so we'll get into that a little bit more. All right. What do you think your last meal would be if you were on death row?
You got a lot of end of the world. You know something we don't know. You've been watching Fox News.
Not recently.
In school or something, because a lot of these are zombie apocalypse, death row.
Well, the deeper questions are surrounding not being here. Unfortunately.
What would my last meal be?
If you were on death row.
If I were on death row?
That's a good question.
You could have just asked me my favorite meal and could have got the same answer.
What's your favorite? Like, if you could have all your favorite things together in a meal, what would you have?
It would probably be some type of pasta, maybe with some shrimp in it, some chicken wing sections, more flats than anything, fried hard, some bread, and maybe a sun kiss or something. I don't know.
You never thought about that?
What? I'm not planning on going to death row.
No, we're not. But I mean, just in terms of...
You can't go to death row for selling drugs.
No, I mean, in terms
I'll go to jail, but I'm not going to death row.
The idea that people who are on death row get this final...
Stop breaking the law, asshole.
No, in terms of they actually get that option too before you die. You get to eat whatever, I guess.
They don't do that no more.
They don't do that no more.
They don't do that
Baby,
no more. That shit's in a movie.
Oh, is it?
You didn't watch Face Off and Con Air too many damn times.
Those are good movies. Okay, well, that's interesting though. Where do they get that idea from? All right. Well, then I won't ask this one.
Go ahead. I want to know. What's the question?
Name something you'd consider worse than dying.
God damn it!
And why do you
worse than dying?
It worse? Something that's
thinking
worse
about
than
dying all the time.
What makes it worse? Why? I'm thinking about it makes dying worse.
Thinking about dying makes dying worse. That
something else.
No,
I don't want that answer.
That's the answer you getting, G.
Okay, so, all right, I got a lighter one. Okay.
Shit.
Well, you didn't specify whether or not you weren't going to. Anywho, what are 3 items? You probably heard this question before. Okay, so what are 3 items you might purchase at a grocery store that will you get you strange looks from the cashier? So 3 items, any basic Kroger, Publix that you would purchase.
Adapt with the times. There's no strange looks anymore because everything is self-checkout.
Well, let's pretend.
So I can grab all types of wild stuff now. Tampons, lube.
Pineapple. Nobody even know, and you just putting it in.
Pineapple.
Cantaloupe.
Nobody looks at you no more because it's all self-checkout. The little camera give you a little glance, but you ain't got to worry about human interaction.
At least we own that in there. Yes. I'm just thinking of like the wildest thing that we could get. That somebody would be like.
It would generally be panties and tampons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they do sell those at Kroger. I mean, they have underwear, like really cute ones too.
Don't
everybody
buy no Kroger's panties.
I'm just saying they be cute. I have never done it. I just bought my little ears.
The middle probably disintegrate. Shut up.
Anywho. Okay, one more so I don't depress you. What makes you feel most alive, like vibrant? Not alive as in I'm awake. What makes you feel most alive and vibrant?
The opportunity to get better every day.
Okay.
Because whether or not I exact on that opportunity, that's up to me. But as long as I get that opportunity, I'll take it.
Okay. Looking forward each day.
Correct.
I like that. That's very nice. Okay.
So even though I'm up at 4:45 every morning, when I put my feet on the ground, I thank God.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that. Early bird.
Almost. Shut up.
Okay, that's it for those. Those are great, though. You didn't specify whether or not you wanted, like, existential questions. Like, that's what I went for.
That's all the questions you asked?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have one more. I didn't want to depress you.
Go ahead. I'm not depressed. I'm just a little taken aback and shocked that this is where you wanted to go the day before my birthday.
Oh, no, but it's good to think about. I mean, we live in the shadow, so.
Like, hey, do you still talk to your high school crush or...
Well, who was your first crush?
What was your first job? I wanted to talk about the Daily Journal or something.
You said you wanted, no, because I asked you, you said you wanted really hard questions.
It's not hard. Uncomfortable and hard.
Okay, who was your very first crush? Like that was like one of those like, oh, I can't breathe. She makes my heart beat faster.
It was one of the background dancers in the Keith Sweat video. I think it was
Which
I
video?
Wanna. I don't know. It was like I Wanna, and they were doing like the little hump dump or the pumps and the bump video.
Oh, man.
One of them.
What? I didn't never think you would say that. One of the background dancers in the humps and the bump video. Now, you know I'm going to go and watch the humps and the bump video. And that's
one
why
of the
did
girls
they
that was
post?
in a bikini or something, and they had the little 80s booties.
Yeah.
We didn't know what big butts
You
was
want no
back
big
then.
booty? Yeah. I mean, they had them, but it wasn't the same. They weren't enhanced. So
more than likely,
so you were just like, oh,
I didn't know
I like that.
who necessarily it was, but that was like the first time I had noticed that my Johnson.
That ED on the end. Johnson. Oh my God. That's not a crush though. That's just hardening. That's not having a crush. Like being in love. I was talking about like love. Like who was the first girl you think you were in love with?
Is that a toilet flushing?
That's one of them children.
This is gone off the rails. Good night, everybody. My Cash App is Johnny Payton 43. If you want to send me $1 or so, I'm not even asking for a lot of money, but I do have Cash App.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to do.
It's so disrespectful.
We literally like tell the kids we're potting, right? And we put them in a quiet spot. But I guess we should say don't go to the bathroom.
Hold your boo-boo.
Y'all help us. Do y'all know this is what happens when we don't have no fun and recreation in our lives? I want everybody to, say happy birthday to my hubby. I'm going to put it up on the Facebook page so we have many followers. My hubby's going into a new year of life, and we are so excited to celebrate him. So these are fun questions.
They were not fun questions.
They are fun. For me, I like to kind of think through, what do I want to be known for so that I am reaching towards that expectation. So, yeah.
I was going to get to talk about how I stole money from being a paper boy or something.
Give us that story.
Confess to some crimes. Be like Keith Murray.
Have you, well, I was going to say, have you ever stolen from a store? Like, that was on one of mine.
Yes, I stole a Orlando Magic hat from...
Wait, what?
I put it on and walked all out the store.
What store?
And walked home, and I was sweating like a slave. I just knew they was going to come. They ain't here no more, but it used to be the Kmart that used to be on Court Street.
You put a hat on and walked out.
I put that Orlando Magic hat on and walked right out.
Oh my God, my husband. How old were you? So you were old enough to know.
I was young.
You were little. Nobody didn't say don't do that, JP. Oh.
I was old enough where I didn't have parental guidance. I was out on my own. So.
Okay. But old enough to know better.
Correct.
But you were just going to try it out?
Nah. Yeah. That was it.
Was it premeditated?
Yes. I wanted an Orlando Magic hat.
And you had nobody was going to buy it?
I don't know.
He just put it on and walked out. Okay. What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten? The best and the worst piece of advice. The worst. Let's do worst first because it's easy to remember the worst for whatever reason. What's the worst piece of advice you've ever gotten? I know mine off the top. Oh my gosh. I don't even know why she said it, but like in life, what's something like that somebody told you that was like, you think back now like, that was probably that was bad. It came from a bad place. So...
The worst piece of advice.
Worst piece of advice you've ever gotten. And then the best piece of advice. I think the best is harder.
No, the worst is.
The worst is harder? People give you good advice?
I don't listen to people.
No, he really don't, no. He really don't, y'all.
So it's probably...
Ooh, this one's a good one, but it's...
She ain't a hoe no more.
That's the worst? The worst piece of advice?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to think that through.
Because she was actually a hoe still.
Oh. Well, I guess...
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
She won't a hoe no more.
Yeah.
What's the best? Best piece of advice? Is that advice? I'm thinking of it like, I don't know if it's really advice. Well, I guess if she's advising you that she's not that lady anymore, lady of the night.
The best piece of advice was, again, I don't listen to people like that, because especially people that are, I don't know.
We listen to like little self-help lady. That's what I call her. I don't know who her name is. We listen to this book. Like
the best piece of advice is, she's a sweetheart. Don't mess this up. You better take care of her.
I wonder who that was talking about.
Maybe it's the hoe. You feeling away now?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. You want to do some more?
Sure.
Okay. So I have them light awake.
We can wrap this up in a few, but like I said, you got to
change the
redeem
course.
yourself.
Okay.
You got to clear your search history in your web browser.
I know, I'm a little dark. I don't even watch like anything dark because I'm scared. I get scary very quickly. How about what? I don't know. Okay, I'm thinking about this one. You tell me if this is a good one. What is the most impactful no you've said recently? Have you ever given someone a no, definitively no, and it's been impactful? So I'm trying to think about that for myself. Have I said no to somebody that impacts? So I'm thinking of like if we were actors and you said no to a specific like role, that would be an impactful no.
It wasn't a no. It was more so a statement to give clarity on where I was. Is that it's not about money for me at this point. Mm-hmm. So it may have been taken as a no, but it was more of a statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was taken as a no, and that's been impactful. Yeah, because they're still trying. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. That's too much. Legacy. I know the most stressful experience in your life, or one of them.
What size shoe are you? What's your favorite color?
All those things I've known first year.
What's your next car gonna be? Do
What's your next car?
Do you plan on moving?
We're not moving no more.
Where would you move to?
I'm not moving anymore. I don't want to move no more.
You heard that, Illinois?
Yeah. If we move, it's going to be somebody moving my house for me because moving is the worst. So. Why are you doing this?
Keep us on track.
Why is that's not keeping us on track?
All right, well you do your job then. You do your job then, hostess.
Oh my gosh. So okay.
We good, Mia.
Okay, because I'm still trying to find answers to questions that I don't know. Because there's so many things that I know.
Right, well,
how you would answer.
We good. I'm ready to get my birthday drink on.
Okay. Well.
Which is a damn Canadian Dry ginger ale. Pepto-Bismol.
There's nothing wrong with Canada Dry. It's the best. So thank you guys for listening to our first episode in 2023. We will be back with another episode soon. We do encourage all of our listeners to follow us on our Facebook page. It is our number one way of reaching us. As well as emailing us at our Gmail, which is paidinfullpod@gmail.com. That's PADENFULLPOD. In addition, we have a website. Woo, woo, real website. We are at paidinfullpod.com. Paidinfullpod.com. You can go on, listen to some original music. We will be posting different snippets, different little essays, different think pieces on being parents,
all the
love.
other podcasts are on there as well.
Yes, all of the episodes are there. Please go pass us on to family and friends, especially favorite episodes. But Paid in Full Pod, PADENFULLPOD.com is our new online home. We are so excited. We're still designing it, but for right now, you can listen to music. You can listen to all of the past episodes. And coming up in the next week, we'll start posting little snippets of stories about some of the topics that we talk about, as well as some other little funny things that happen to us throughout the day and the weeks. So we encourage you all to go and visit. And we thank you in advance for supporting that. So we're excited. We're growing a little bit. We got some real estate on the internet now. So yeah. But in the meantime, stay tuned for more information, for more big news coming up, and for our next episode. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we hope to see you again soon.
Take care. God bless.
I wanna make a scene. I really don't care if people stare at us. Sometimes I think I'm dreaming. I pinch myself just to see if I'm awake or not. Oh,